Hey, what's going on everyone? Hunter with Rebel Outdoors, and today we're going to be talking about a little bit of a controversial issue here in Michigan. Alright, so in me preparing for a mule deer hunt out in Nebraska, I've been kind of thinking of some different video ideas for hunting related stuff for when I return and start hunting here in Michigan, which is my home state. Now, growing up hunting around here, obviously while on active duty, I really didn't do too much of it here in Michigan at all. But that being said, this is where I grew up hunting. It's where I've continued to been hunting since I've been home now, and quite familiar with how things are around here. Now, fortunately, I've also had the opportunity to hunt in a lot of different places. I've hunted in the Midwest all over the place. I've hunted out west all over the place. And for me, personally, I enjoy hunting out west a lot more, but I think that just has more to do with the mountains, the bigger game, things of that sort. However, Michigan always will still hold a special place in my heart. And with that being said, I am more of a trophy hunter. I will be honest. My home has a bunch of different heads from, mule deer, whitetail that are 150, 180, inch mule deer and whitetail. And that is not something that is seen here in Michigan very often. And from what I believe, that there's a good reason for that. So one of the bigger issues that I've had here in Michigan as far as not being more of a trophy hunter is you don't really see too many big whitetail. And my belief is that has to do with the fact that Michigan has a 2-buck tag. Now, a lot of these other states where you'll get bigger whitetails, such as Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, things of that nature, they only have a 1-buck tag. I can only go hunting in Iowa every 3 years, archery for whitetail. And a lot of the people that I've heard here also talk about how we have a 10-doe tag. If you're a farmer, you can get up to like crazy amounts of I forget what the actual name of it, but it's like a varmint type tag, where the deer eating too many of your crops or whatever. When I got off active duty, I was working for a local sports shop for a short amount of time, and I remember this one guy came in who was a landowner. He had a farm, and the first go around he bought 10-doe tags for that reasoning, and not too much longer he was back for 10 more, and then shortly after that's when I stopped working at that job. But that guy come back another round for 10 more, I have no idea. But you obviously have to have does in an area in order to have bucks in an area, right? Well, the other good saying that I hear in Michigan all the time, if it's brown, it's down. Now, I get it. A lot of people are not trophy hunters. They just want the meat. However, in my mind, the logic behind that is if you want meat, shoot a doe. You can get up to 10 doe tags, and you could leave your 2-buck tags, whether that's the restricted tag or the unrestricted tag, for some nicer wall mounts, you know what I mean? You don't just need to see a 2-year-old whitetail and like, oh, it's the first morning opening day, I'm going to take that, maybe kind of let that one go for a little bit longer. And you never know, it might turn into something crazy. We might be able to actually pull off some records here in this state. Now, it comes to like young people, like the youth hunting, like, yeah, whatever, getting them out there is what matters, because there was a recent survey that came out and said that as of lately, it is the worst time for hunters. Like, not very many people are interested in hunting anymore. And of course, that has to do with a lot of the younger generation too, right? Like around my age. Now, I've heard some people talk about like the DNR won't change here in Michigan because they want all that revenue from the tags, which You know, the DNR is probably the only government agency that I don't scoff whenever I hear their name, and I would like to think that they're doing good things. However, I would agree that that's probably something that they don't want to do just because of how much money they're getting from people. But I wanted to kind of make this little video so that way people can kind of discuss what they're thinking about. I want to know what you guys think about this. Should Michigan go to a $1 tag? Should they just keep doing what they're doing, reduce the amount of doe tags they give out? What can we do to kind of make, and not just like bigger racks, right, but like a healthier deer population? Of course, we have the CWD issue that's kind of going on everywhere. I think it's more, at least here in Michigan, contained to like the center of the state kind of area. Which here in Michigan, there is probably about, if you take the Lower Peninsula and cut it in half, everything above that is the rifle line, is what I call it. And everything below that, you have to use like a straight wall cartridge or archery, muzzleloader, things like that. Because the unfortunate thing, I know for me at least, is I don't really have a drive to hunt here in Michigan. Like, I don't kill bucks in Michigan for my own choice. I primarily hunt here to get venison in the freezer, so that I only use doe tags. And I understand that everybody feels the same way as me, but that's kind of why I want to make this video and get people's 2 cents on what they think should kind of happen with that. Do they want some healthier deer population here in Michigan? Or are they just kind of like, fine, whatever, round it down, send it. I do plan to be filming a lot more hunting related content as season is approaching now, and at the time of you're watching this, I'm either just getting back or about to head back from Nebraska out on a mule deer hunt, so hopefully I'll be posting some pictures on the Instagram and TikTok if I am successful with such. If you're not following me on those different platforms, you definitely should. Like, share, subscribe, hit the little bell notification, that way you get notified every Friday when I put out new videos, and as always, we'll catch you guys in the next one.